Good afternoon, everybody. It is a lovely day out here. It's actually clouded over and looks like it could rain, and those are some of the best summer afternoons. But today I want to talk to you guys for just a minute and show you around the farm a little bit and talk about something near and dear to my heart, and that is how to go out making a farm or a homestead profitable. Now, you may be thinking, that's kind of a weird thing to say is near and dear to your heart. Okay, this was literally just crawling on my toe while I was trying to talk to y'all. And I am pretty positive that is a queen. I have no idea how she got it out here. But you can see she's not flying. Okay, no, it's not. Upon further investigation, it's not. Back to what we were talking about. I've had so many people reach out to me about how to go about, if you're raising pigs, selling one of them to someone else for meat, or starting to make soap or lotion or things like that. And that is because all of us, y'all, people not on YouTube, everyone that's trying to farm or homestead, we're literally all just trying to make it. We have this dream or this desire or passion in our heart for all this that we're doing. We want to raise good food for our families, as well as, I don't know about y'all, but we don't do it just for the food. We love the lifestyle, and we're just trying to figure out a way to keep all the balls in the air and make it work. All right, the number one thing I want to talk to y'all about is meat animals. These are Cornish crosses. They'll be going outside probably within the next few days to the schooner to move every day. You can see there is a ton of them in here. Or maybe you're raising pigs. Well, come here. You want to be on camera? Hey, Dot. So if y'all are wondering how Dot's doing, you can see, amazing. He's healthy, he's big, he's dirty, just like he likes to be. He's doing great. Or maybe you are raising, or your desire is to raise cows. Or maybe you have milk cows and they've just calved, and you actually want to raise 2 calves on them. How can you make that profitable? Or maybe you're raising egg-laying chickens. How can you make that profitable? Or turkeys. Or any animal on your farm for that matter. How can you make it profitable to where you can make it and keep this whole thing afloat? Well, my first and biggest piece of advice is, if it's something you're gonna do anyway, raise extra. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and raise 600 meat chickens like you saw in that brooder. That would be a lot for someone who's never done that. But when we started out, we knew we wanted 50 meat birds for the year, so we raised 100. And then it's not super hard to get rid of 50 meat birds. If you can just find one family that wants chicken and quality chicken and knowing where it comes from and what's in it, you'll have no trouble getting rid of those. You'll quickly see that. Now, if you go all into it and raise 600, you're going to have some expense in it, and you may have to sit on that a bit before you find customers to buy that. You can certainly do that, but I would suggest starting out, no matter what animal it is, whether it's rabbits or whether it's you know, you're raising eggs for your family, or the cows. Like if you're going to be, I mentioned earlier, if you're going to be raising a dairy animal, because that is a great thing for people to get into. You've solved your dairy problem, as well as then when they calve, especially if it's a bull and you make it a steer, you've got beef. And most dairy animals have no trouble raising 2, so you can buy another calf and raise 2 on there. So you've got one for your family and one for someone else to offset a lot of your costs. And ideally, you should be making money on that. That shouldn't just be a break-even type deal, because you've got time and effort and daily work into all of these things. And I believe customers appreciate that. In fact, they've told me so. They appreciate having a farmer that wants to do these things or has the ability, because they may not. They may live in town and not have the ability to do it themselves. So you find good customers, not only are they going to support you, they are going to appreciate you. And that's when you know you've found your circle. So that's my number one advice, no matter what it is. If it's pigs or, and now pigs are a little bit different, but if it's like you're raising eggs, raise double what you can use and sell the rest. And you will be well on your way to supporting your farm and actually making a profit. Now, let me address pigs for just a second, because that was our first thing to get into. We told y'all that multiple times, but pigs, we quickly found out we didn't have a business plan when we went into them. We just knew we wanted pork that was clean and wholesome for our family. Well, you're not going to be able unless you have an enormous family, and I have some enormous families that are my customers, and even they could not eat what one sow could produce, because you would have to have the ability to eat multiple pigs multiple times a year, and that is just a lot. So you are going to have to, if you raise pigs, find an outlet, either sell them as piglets, and this is if you're raising a breeding pair. If you're going to just buy breeders once a year, you're not going to have to worry about this. But even then, if you would raise 2 instead of 1 for your family, it would offset a lot of your costs and probably turn a profit. But if you are going to raise a breeder like a sow and a boar, you can either sell them as piglets, which is easy to do because the market for pigs is crazy right now, and you cannot find pigs. You talk to people looking for pigs, they cannot be found unless some of them are just outrageous or really far away. If you want to raise them out, that is going to turn you the most profit, is to raise them yourselves and have them ready for customers to either pick up and take somewhere to process themselves, or even better is if you have the ability to take them to the processor when you take yours. Just get enough appointments for everyone, set you a price. It's going to depend on your area, and that is going to turn you the most profit, because again, there is just a lot of people who desire it, but they don't have the ability or sometimes the desire to raise it themselves. Let's talk first, because I already mentioned raising a dairy cow. That is not going to be a huge beef breed where you're going to get enormous steaks and all those things, but it is a great place to start. And in fact, that's usually what Ben and I eat, is dairy or dairy crosses in calves, because we are trying to sell the bigger steaks and the bigger roasts and all that to our customers. But this is where you can make some more money. This is my milking setup. This is where they come in to eat, and this is the machinery and pump and tank and everything that I use to do that with. You can see my stool down there. So that is, if you raise a dairy cow, that is another source of income for you. Depending on your area, milking can be a very profitable business. You'll have to check your laws. Some places you're not even allowed to, some places you are. But that is another way to take something that is providing your dairy and your beef and turn it into something that is a hot commodity. I promise you, I have people ask me almost weekly about buying raw milk, and I'm not even selling it right now. I'm on a bit of a break trying to build up our meat business, but it is a great thing. In fact, I know people who have made an entire business, an entire living off of just selling raw milk. Another thing, you can see my garden is a bit sad right now. Tomatoes are thriving down through there. Produce. If you are going to raise enough for your family, if you would just plant a few extra plants and sell them, that can be some good income in the middle of the summer. Whether you set up a little farm stand on the road, or you go to a farmer's market and pay for a spot, or whatever the case may be. See these beautiful watermelons starting to grow? People start wanting fresh produce this time of the year. And any time of the year, to be honest with you. I just picked these today, but there's some more turning in here. Got these beautiful marigolds down here doing their job of pest resistance. Everything is starting to look really good. We've got some monster plants down there. And if you back up even before produce, plant starts. If you just plant a few extra seeds and sell some plant starts, you can make your money back and make your seed buying practically free, if not free. And if not, maybe turning a profit on that. You could do that very easily if you want to put the time into sprouting seeds for other people that either, again, don't want to, or don't know how, don't think they can. Maybe they have a busy life and they don't have time to mess with that. But I promise you, if you will just jump into doing a little bit more than your family needs, you will find that there are people who will support you, that are looking for you, that are actively seeking someone to buy these things from. And you can go as far as you want with this. You can see I'm in the greenhouse, and I did a little test section here of cut flowers, because cut flowers are a major thing people buy. You would not think that, but they are. There is big money in cut flowers. I just think that is beautiful. Because I'm thinking about turning this greenhouse partly into flowers to sell at markets and things like that. People love a fresh bouquet. I've never been that person, so it surprised me, but yeah, so flowers are another thing that are easy to grow from seed, so that's cheap, and they turn a great profit. So there's lots of other things besides food as well. You know, I have videos here on YouTube of bread making, of soap making, lotion making, all those kinds of things. Those are fun for me. They're I just like doing those things, as well as they sell great. People desire those things, and those will turn you a good profit, especially if you're in the winter and you don't have produce to sell, or your animals have all been processed, or whatever the case may be. Those are a great option. Let me clarify one thing back to talking about selling animals for meat that I thought of and I wanted to add in here. You know that Ben and I have launched a meat business. We're shipping meat all over the country. We're delivering locally and things like that. And we are selling by the pound. That is a bit more labor intensive because you have to find customers that want to buy by the pound. You don't have any guarantees that it's going to sell. So I would encourage you, if you're new to selling meat, like I told you, get 2 cows instead of just 1 if you're wanting to raise some for meat. I would encourage you to find someone who wants, like 2 people who want a half, or someone who wants a whole beef. And then you know who that's going to. Your risk is very much minimized. And then if you decide you like this and you want to work into selling by the pound, move that direction. But I wouldn't start out there. There's just a lot of risk involved, and I don't want to lead you guys astray. And the final thing I want to say, and if you didn't hear anything else I've said today, I really encourage you to listen, because this is where my heart is in this matter. We get this question a lot, and I know it sounds so romantic and so great to just live the hippie lifestyle and ride off into the sunset. You've quit your job, you're leaving everything behind, and you're just gonna do it. You're gonna make it work, and who needs a job and who needs money and all those things. And I'm not making fun. I mean, there's a time that I wanted to do the same thing, and there's always gonna be a part of me that still does, as a matter of fact. That just sounds awesome to me, for my family to be off living our life and just free from the rat race and all these things. But the reality is, guys, farming and homesteading and all those things takes money. Let me be super clear though, it doesn't take near as much money as we make it take sometimes, all of us, especially I think people on YouTube, and I'm not being critical, I just want y'all to hear what I'm saying. You don't have to have all the latest tools and equipment and all that. You don't. You can make this work very minimally. You can buy just a few things and get started, buy a pack of seeds and start a garden. Literally, you can do it with as little as you want if you're willing and able to work hard. Some of these things just make it easier, but there is going to be a need for some sort of income. I don't think any of us are ever going to get to a point where we need zero money. You're going to have to pay taxes on your land, if nothing else. So honestly, my best advice, if you're just getting started to bring income into your homestead, or whatever it is you're designing to start, a farm or a market or anything like that, is to keep your day job, at least for a while. There's been times the thing that kept this farm going was Ben's job. And there's been a lot of those times, because there's dry times on a farm. There's times that, like with this meat business, people don't purchase. There's times that eggs pile up and we need that money to buy feed, and we just haven't had anyone come by and buy eggs that week, or the places that we do have that buy eggs have gone on vacation, or whatever the case may be. And those things just happen. You've got to plan for those, because those things are going to happen. It's going to go up and down just like any other business. But I would just encourage you, make a plan. And if your desire is to quit your job and homestead and farm full time, be very methodical about it. Make a plan and work towards that plan. Get out of debt first. That would be my first #1 advice. Get out of all debt. And I know a lot of people say we're out of debt, but then when you talk to them, they still have a mortgage or whatever. If you're going to quit your job and try to farm, I would encourage you even to pay off your mortgage if possible, and it can be done just by doing things like not eating out, sticking back money when you can, instead of taking it and going and spending it, or going out to eat, or doing things for entertainment or whatever. I'm not saying never have fun, but I'm saying make a budget and get really serious about it and pay off some debt before you go and quit your job. And just realize when you get up and go to that job, even though it may not be your favorite place to go in the world, you're working towards a dream and you will get there. Even if your plan says it's going to take you 5 years or even 10 years down the road to get out of debt and get ready to do this and get your farm business built up in the meantime, that 10 years is going to come and go, whether you do it or whether you don't. And if you're not prepared and you go ahead and take the plunge, you could be in pretty bad shape in 10 years. And I don't mean to discourage y'all. I'm just trying to be real about what we've learned on this journey. There's no way we could have made it without one of us having some sort of an income. And then lots of hard work at home also to build this thing up into what it is today. So I encourage you guys, you can do this. You may be out of debt already. You may be ready to turn in your resignation next week. And if you are, that's so awesome and commendable, and I'm so proud of you. If you're not ready, just own it and say, we are not ready yet, we're not there. But all these other things I've talked about in this video are how we have gotten to where we are today, and we're not ready either. Hear me out. Ben will be working. He has a great job. He will be working for a while. Maybe until retirement. We don't know. We don't have a plan. We're just following God's lead. We're just thankful in this day and time, with as uncertain as things are, that he has a job, and he has a good job. And I encourage you to look for that as well, to just be thankful. If you have employment, be thankful for it. And I commend you and I salute you for getting out there and working hard and providing for your family. And just know that it can happen. It takes hard work and dedication, and it takes focus on your goal. I encourage y'all sometime. Kevin and Sarah talk a lot about their journey, because they left a metropolitan area. They quit corporate jobs to homestead like they are today. But it was not just a decision on a whim. It took a lot of planning, and I encourage y'all to go watch their story. It's pretty inspiring, and I think they did a pretty awesome job of preparing. Hope this helped you guys, and I will see you on the next one. If you do want to order meat from us, VWFamilyFarm.com is our website, and I will drop a link down below to our store. We have meat is literally flying off the shelves this past week. I'm so thankful. But we do have plenty of chicken, and we have lots of pork right now, and beef is coming very, very soon. So we're super excited about that, to have all cuts of beef available to you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. God bless.